We gonna pick it up where we're going. All right, so we just gonna wrap it up and kind of get some things going. So, what is your thought process when you write? What is your thought process?
As you know, that all depends on what my mood is at the time when I get started. Like I say, I'm basically a street writer. I
Okay.
could be watching the news and see something, and it'll pop out at me, and I'll start writing about it. So that's usually what I write about. I'm more of a street poet than one of those that get all deep into my emotions and all that shit. I just can't do it. You know what? I ain't gonna never say I've never wrote erotic poetry or nothing like that because I'd be lying. Because I have, I just don't write it to recite.
I know you done met that one chick that you be like, ooh, I'm about to get her with this one.
That's
I'm
that's
about
what
to
I'm
get
talking
her out.
about.
Yeah. Oh, you don't get
That's
it.
that's what I'm talking about. Don't get me wrong. I've written some deep shit before, but I don't write that kind of stuff to share with everybody.
But you share with that one somebody. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right.
You know,
So,
you know how that work, Mo.
oh, well, I write some poetry too, or I kind of do a little poetry, but I don't, it just
That's
depends
all
on what.
right, honey. Let it loose.
So, what is the fun part about? Like, what makes you, just like you ready to eat it, like you just want to keep going.
Working with
It
other
drive
poets.
working with other
Working
poets. Okay.
working with other poets. That motivates the hell out of me. You know, I like to get out. You know what I love doing ciphers. You
Oh,
know,
you've
where
done a
you
couple
could
of
get up.
those.
Yeah, well, the reason why I like doing ciphers is you can get up and you could do your one of your signature pieces, and
Mm-hmm.
someone could come up behind you and do a piece, and it would be something similar to what you just recited. That's why I love doing ciphers because you can always choose from so many other pieces that you already have. But
Okay.
I love working with other artists. They don't have to. I love working with singers, rappers, musicians. And just the entertainment business itself fascinates the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I love to see artists grow.
Okay.
You know, when I first started doing the show promoting thing, I told a lot of the guys that I was out there working with, and most of them was comedians. I
Mm.
told them, I said, look, I'm finna start doing this because I started with Wednesday Wine and Words, which was an open mic. Now, mind
Okay.
you, when I started doing Wednesday Wine and Words, it was geared toward poetry because I'm a poet.
Okay.
But when I started doing it, I started it down at Last Call on the Landing, which was one of the spots that my niece and my nephew had down on the landing. So when I started doing it down there, a lot of comics came down, and wanted to get on the mic. And it was something that wasn't really familiar in the St. Louis area at that time, where comics and poets was both going to the same open mic.
Right. Right. Right.
They wasn't doing that at that time.
Wow.
Comics went to their open mics, poets went to their open mics. They didn't do it all together where comics, poets, it's open mic. If you
Do
do,
you
I don't
feel?
care, you sing,
Do
you
you feel
know.
that that's more because poets feel like it's their words are art, or they're trying to like more people like laugh and giggle with the comedians, but do you feel like that poets feel like it's more their artistry, like they it's like nothing to laugh at. I mean, I have heard poems that are funny, you know what I'm saying,
Right,
and take
right.
them funny, but do you think that it was separated? Like, what reason do you think it was separated, or why do they feel that
I,
it should have
I think it was separated because they never done them together
been? Mm-hmm.
and gave it an opportunity to see if it would work
Okay.
together. When I did that down on the landing, not only did it shock me, I think it shocked a lot of them too, that those two could actually coincide together at an open mic. Well, if you go do an open mic, then it has to be exactly what you say it is. It has to be an open mic. You can't if you go say it's a comedy open mic, then you have to specify that.
Right, yeah.
You know, you have to specify that. And the fact that I went outside the box and didn't specify that and didn't care if you sang, rap, did comedy, whatever, it's an open mic. Come do what you do.
Okay.
You
No,
know,
I can do
and
that.
and now it's you know it's like everybody do it now. You know, I was glad to be part of starting that shit up. You know, because now you can do an open mic and you have comics, rappers, singers,
Yeah.
poets, all and they do it collectively all at one time. At
Yeah.
one time, they was all doing it at different shows. Rappers had their thing, comics had their thing, poets had their thing, and I think it's great that we got to the point now that even when they throw shows now, they'll have a poet on the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Or if a poetry group do a poetry set, they gonna have a comic on the lineup
Mm-hmm.
or a singer on the lineup. Well, me myself, every time if I do a poetry orientated show, I'm gonna have a singer on there. You know,
Okay.
my thing is this, and I found this out the hard way, but sometimes you have to play the field to find out how it works. Um, it's a lot easier to work with women.
What?
It's a lot easier to work. You know why it's easier to work with women?
Is that because
Because
you got something to see? Like you can look at them and be like, okay,
no, that's that.
Oh, okay. I thought it
Women,
was gonna help your ass.
It's easier to work with women because women take pride in what they do.
Okay,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? You know what I'm saying? It's more about the performance for the women and not the money.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
will put more into the show than the damn promoter will
yeah, yeah.
because they want to give a good show. The men, they don't give a fuck. All they want to do is get paid. They don't care if they perform in front of an empty damn room
Or how they come. Yeah.
or how they come. They'll come. I've done shows where I walked in that motherfucker dressed to the T, and the motherfucking headliner walked in khaki shorts and
T-shirt.
sandals.
Yep. Yeah. You
You know
take
what I'm
your.
saying, honey? But the women,
Oh, we
y'all
come.
will come. Y'all will come dressed to the boot. Y'all will promote the fuck out the show.
Yeah.
Y'all will make sure. I mean, and y'all put more into it. You know what I'm saying? You when I say get your music to the DJ, do this, do that. Hell, they beat me to it.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys, they'll wait till the day of to start talking about where your DJ at. I
Yeah.
get in touch with your DJ. Well, if you was in the group and paid attention to what I was putting in the group, you'd have known all that.
Yeah.
You know
I've
what I'm
had that
saying?
type of people. I've dealt with late people basically
Yeah.
not caring, and it's kind of like that mama already comes out there like you got to give respect. You know what I'm saying? If you bring
Right.
a
Right.
parade, you got to be there on time. You got to figure out things. I mean, things can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like
Right.
things happen. You got to be prepared for that. But if they're not
Yeah.
in line with starting
Absolutely.
it out, it's really hard. I have a question. So I was at a poetry, and I actually I'm gonna plug you in. We do soul sessions here in Columbia, Missouri, and there's one in St. Louis, I think in Kansas City, but it's called Soul Sessions, and they have poets
Okay.
from all over come. And I went to one, and I don't know where I've been, if I was under a certain rock. I don't know which rock, but so when did snapping instead of clapping? Because I felt really embarrassed. Because I'm like, oh, that was so good. I'm like, yeah, like in
Uh,
church, I'm like, yeah, that boy can sing,
mm.
that boy can write. But when did the clapping? Is it more like a sensual thing? Like why? When did that switch around? Did you even pay attention that switched up
Oh
or?
yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? That's actually been the norm for years. That
Okay,
at poetry sets, when someone doing something that you like, you snap. You
okay.
snap your fingers. Unfortunately, I'm one of those guys who got those two fingers. I can't snap my fingers worth a damn.
Put a
You
little
know what I'm
oil
saying?
on
I'll be faking like a mother. I'll be doing like this and it won't make a sign. So But
Neither
you know,
hand, neither hand, not even one
but you,
of
honey, don't neither one of them work.
them.
Don't neither one. I can't snap my finger worth a damn. But it's not. Don't think that if you go to a poetry set and you can't snap your fingers, you can clap.
Okay.
A clap is just as good as a snap.
Yeah, I was
You
just
know what I'm
confused. I
saying?
was like, "Oh, am I doing wrong?" You know what? I was like, "But I was,
You're fine. You're
yeah."
fine.
I actually
My
had people do it at my comedy show. They've snapped, and I'm like,
Yeah,
you know, the wrong set, and we make a joke out of it or whatever. But yeah, when people
right.
feel stuff, sometimes they rather. Guess it's not as loud and vulgarish as the clap. Some
Right.
people clap really, really hard sometimes. I'm like, I know your hands is red, but yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
have
Some
you
some
ever
of them
had
can
an
snap.
embarrassing moment? Have you ever got up there and like maybe forgot your words or got flustered or maybe taken over by emotions? Have you ever forgot your words?
You know, that's one thing about being a poet that's so cool is that you could get up on the stage and fuck your piece up and won't nobody know but you.
Mm,
The thing is, this is the hardest thing for a poet to do. And I've met and seen a whole bunch of them had to pull them back. And this go back to that corrective criticism thing. If you start a piece real strong and lose yourself and can't catch yourself and keep that same energy, you'll lose
mhm,
the crowd.
mm.
You lose the crowd. But see, the thing that we got that's so good with poets, and you know what? Rappers is the same way. Even if you miss a verse in your song, don't look like you missed the verse in your song. Just keep it moving.
Yeah,
Go on to the next damn verse.
yeah,
But don't lose. The thing is you can't lose your energy. You
yeah.
know. But that kind of got off your question. But yes, it has happened before. Um, where I actually got nervous. And the reason why I got nervous was because in the middle of doing a show, I had an asthma attack,
Mm.
and it was hard for me to breathe, and I was sick, and it was really actually nothing I could do but walk off the stage because I couldn't breathe.
So, what do you feel like brought it on? Was it anxiety or was it a big?
Uh, you,
Was there nobody in the room? You
it
said you only get nervous when ain't nobody in there. It must not
I,
be nobody
you
there
know
that
what?
night.
It was something there that triggered my asthma.
Okay.
That
Somebody
was
had
in the
some
room.
funky
Something
ass
there.
cologne on. It
Yeah,
was one of
somebody.
them niggas.
Either somebody was standing next to me with some cilantro around their neck or something. You know, I
Yeah.
I
Somebody
don't
could
know,
sabotage your set. I tell you that.
but it brought on an attack,
Yeah.
and I couldn't breathe. So everybody was like, "What's wrong with him?" Because I couldn't breathe, so I couldn't hit no notes. So I just walked off. And when they came back there and saw me, I was like, "Somebody need to go to that locker and get me in my inhaler because I can't breathe." You
Dang.
know,
Oh, it
and
really took
yeah, what make it so bad is it's something that don't happen to me often, but I
mm-hmm.
always have an inhaler close just in case because I usually don't have them. You know, the beginning of summer I have one, and the beginning of winter I have one. But for one to just come on out of nowhere, oh yeah, it's something real fucked up in the air. Just tore me up. You
Yeah,
know,
it's probably that white diamonds. It's probably
yeah,
somebody cheap
somebody in
ass
there in that
cologne.
Chanel number 5.
Somebody with that cheap ass cologne. I'm telling you, you gotta watch your surroundings. You gotta watch your
they
surroundings.
they
Man,
didn't have on Chanel with the C. They had on Chanel with the
do
S.
you hear me? You like, what is that? That is very exquisite. What is the
Yeah,
best
they killing the
advice?
brother.
What is the best advice that you can give an upcoming poet that probably was listening to this podcast? What would you tell them? What would you say? Hey, I need you to know this if you're gonna come into this field.
Man, look, believe in your writings. Believe in what you put on a piece of paper, and can't nobody take that away from you. That's your strong suit. Is
Okay.
believe in what you write. especially as a poet, if you don't believe in what you write, I think I saw it earlier today, and it made so much sense to me. Not all good poets are good writers, and
Mm,
not all good writers are good poets.
okay. Look,
It's
I got
you're
it.
very you're very gifted if you can do both. And when I mean by do both, you could be a hell of a writer and sell millions of books, but can't get on the stage and recite
Man, do you hear me? I hear people, "Oh, I could be a comedian. Why ain't you doing it? Because I'm afraid to get up there and do."
because you're scared.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? Your gift might be a ghostwriter.
Mm,
You know, don't be afraid of what you do just because you can only do it in one stage.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love to perform. If somebody want to write something for me, by all means, go ahead. I bet you I'll make it sound good.
Do you feel like you've ever wrote something that where you would want to see like someone be like, I think that you would be like you just have that career, like you I really think you should read my piece because you think they can really deliver it maybe a way that you can't. Maybe it's something that you feel like they could just give it more than what you could.
Now I've never wrote poetry like that, but I
Mhm.
have done songs like that before.
Okay. Well, yeah,
I
songs like
have
that.
done songs or raps like that before that I think that would suit somebody else other than myself.
Okay.
You know, but my
Yeah.
poetry, when I write poetry, I write that exclusively for me.
Okay. Ain't no sharing over here, baby. I
I
want you
write that
know something
exclusively
myself.
for
How
me.
often
Yeah,
do
you
you
know. Oh wow. I can go on a binge and write 4 or 5 a day.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then I could get to where I just have nothing at all. Just don't see anything. But once it comes, it comes. You
So
know,
you keep a pen
all
and
my
pad
books. Yeah, well, I keep one right next to me on the table all the time, a pen and a book, because I never know when that urge to write go come.
on you. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it's always there, but you know, every once in a while you'll get that certain itch or a certain muse that
Mhm.
just stick with you and tell you know what you need to go on ahead and get this piece done. One of the things that somebody told me, they said, if you cut your books down, you'd have about 4 or 5, because the 2 books that I got about 130 to 140 pieces in it,
Dang.
you know, and but that's the way that I write. I'm not gonna write a book and it only be 30 poems in it, and I want to charge you $5 or $10 for that book, 10 20, 10 $15 for that book. If I'm gonna write a book, it's gonna have some pieces in it for you to go through and read. You know,
Right.
so mine's basically be 130 to 140 pieces in the book.
So let's plug these books. Where can we find your book if we wanted to read your book from you? What is the title, both of them, and where would we be able to find them at?
Okay, you can find both of my books on Amazon.
Okay.
The Thoughts from an Addicted Mind, I just relaunched that one. The first time I launched my book, it was $15. Now I think I relaunched it and it's like 11, $12, something like that.
Okay.
Uh, because you know that's my baby. Thoughts from Addicted Mind is my baby. I wrote that book because I wanted another addict to read it and it help them.
And that's where I'm gonna purchase it at. I feel like
To say
you can probably save someone with that book and don't even realize the power that it.
that's the reason I wrote it. That's the reason why I wrote that book, because writing that book saved my life. You
Okay.
know, and I went through a thing with. That's why Mere Words and Thoughts from an Addicted Minds is 2 different books. Um, Mere Words. When I did Mere Words, I went ahead and edited it myself. I did all that myself. When I did Thoughts from Addicted Mind, I wanted it to be perfect. So I
Hmm.
decided to pay for an editor, which was a bad career move,
Mm.
because I had to argue with this lady. I had to actually argue with this lady to stop taking words and context out of my poetry.
Because
because
that's
it
what made
didn't
it work.
sound right to you. I had to
Mm,
I had to ask. I said, how am I explaining to an editor that poetry and fiction and nonfiction is two different things?
right.
My poetry is not gonna be politically correct all the time.
Mm,
You know, you can't go in here and take a whole paragraph out because it didn't sound right to you. You didn't write this.
yeah. And that
You
might be the part
messing
that
up my
catches
flow.
people. Yeah, that might be the part that catches
Right.
you. Yeah.
Right. I told her you're messing up the whole flow of the poetry. I said, plus, when I explained to you the way that I wanted this book to come out was that I didn't want any other mistakes and stuff to be fixed in it because the whole book was supposed to show growth. You know,
Mm.
by the time I got to the end of that book, it was
You was
supposed to
wore
show
out.
growth.
You
You
was
know what
wore
I'm
out.
saying? But
Yeah.
it was supposed to show the growth from the beginning to the end of that book. Because when I first started writing that book, I was fucked up.
Yeah.
But I wanted them to see that part of me, you know, so
So
you can see
have
that
you ever
growth.
have you ever sat down and reread that whole book
Yes,
just to just to go back and be like,
yes,
man,
yes.
I've
Oh yeah,
changed. I've truly
oh
changed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
And it grabs you, doesn't it?
when
That's
I
what makes
sat
it
down,
powerful.
yeah, when I sat down and read the completed manuscript, um, I think that's when I finally decided that it was a done deal, you
Mm,
know, because I'd completed that journey, you
mm,
know, and from this, it was something that stuck with me because I went back to that same place and I told them this and they made a bet. Said, yeah, that he'll be back in about 2 more months because I told him, I said, this program ain't working for me,
mm.
you know. Um, I'm not getting anything from sitting in a room listening to somebody tell me how high they got, you
Mm.
know. All right, so you telling me war stories though. You want to hear some war stories? I can tell you some war stories. I did almost a year in Iraq. I can tell you some
Okay.
war stories. You
Thank you
can't
for your
you can't
service.
thank you, love. You can't tell me that what you telling me is what you telling me is how high you got. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You ain't doing nothing but telling me the same shit that I was out on the street doing.
Right.
You
We
just
should be
did it with
comparing
somebody
stories.
else.
Yeah, we just comparing stories at
Yeah,
this point. Yeah.
right.
So
You know, don't tell me that.
is there a point in your life that now that you're successful and regardless if you don't feel that you are, I feel that you definitely are. Success
Thank
is
you, dear.
definitely measured in different forms and actions, but you definitely are successful. Even if it's in
Thank
your
you.
spirit, you very much give off this good aura. Is there any part in your life that you can sit back and just laugh at? Like, you know, like at the time you were going through it, we never can see the laughter in things. We never can see the good or the funny in situations. But do you sit back and be like, man, I was a damn fool, or I you know, and moments you can laugh at because you've overcame them? Do you ever feel like the life that you've lived, you can sit back and be blessed that you are where you are and just laugh at what you've been through? It's kind of
Oh
like
yeah,
laughing at the
well,
devil.
yeah, well, again, just 9 days ago, I made 60 years old.
Mm,
Uh, and it's what was funny. What's funny to me is that I had a whole bunch of people, and trust me, it was warning too, because I was a little bad motherfucker. Uh, hey, you ain't go see 21. You ain't gonna do this. Well, it's just a difference in between letting people punk you, and being a bully,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
Stand up for yourself.
I
Yep.
I can't I hate bullies. I can't stand men that put their hands on women.
Oh,
You
I'm
know what
there
I'm
with
saying? And a
you.
lot of people tell me that I I I I jump too quick, to protect others more than I do myself. I say, well, maybe that's why I was put here.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I was put here. But to your question, Yeah, sometimes I sit back and think of some of the shit that I used to do,
Mm-hmm.
and will just bust out laughing. You know what? But if you can't do that, then that means that you're still sitting back just thinking of all the hurt that happened in your life.
Yes, yes. Shout out for
You know
that
what I'm
right there
saying?
alone. Yes, I feel like if you're able to laugh about it, you have
Yeah.
overcame that situation. And the
Yeah,
reason
you bypass that.
I was bringing it up because it was funny you said you turned 60, so you ain't that far, I'm saying? You just now climbing the hill. You ain't nowhere yet. But it was
Stop.
funny that you said that and somebody's like, how you feel now? And you was like, man, tell me I know now I am 60 because I busted my ass. And when you had made that post about you busting your ass,
Boy, that was so funny.
I cried laughing because I'm like, it's weird how our mental works. Like people are like, well, how you feel turning 40 or how you feel turning 50, how you feel turning 60. And you was like, I feel great, I feel good.
I
But
feel
then here you come back
great.
a couple of days later talking about when I
Yeah.
busted my ass, I realized I
Yeah.
was 60.
I
That
had
was
that. I
funny.
had that. Oh, I got that old man fall out the way. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That
yeah.
shit was. It was Mo. It was so funny. It was so funny that I had to laugh at myself. You
It's like
know.
that video that was going around. And when I came down,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it made me think about when I fell, because Jacobin was in his van, and I boom 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 all up against the side of the van. And what made it so funny to me was that I went back to a movie. What about the Benjamins?
oh
When
Lord.
when that boy fell out that boat, and Ice Cube said, "Did you fall?" And that mother said, "Motherfucker, you just saved me." When I hit the ground and hit the van and all that shit, y'all could be
Oh
yelled out,
man.
did Casmo just fall? I like, motherfucker, you just saw me fall. You looking dead at me. What the fuck you mean did I
He
fall?
had to just make sure. He had to just make sure. Man, I'm telling you, people don't understand.
Ah,
Sometimes you have
yeah.
to laugh to keep the crack. I know you was hurting though.
Oh,
I know next day. You
oh
said it
yeah.
all the next day. Yeah. That's
Yeah, yeah, girl. My knee was as big as a bowling ball. And what
man.
makes it so bad is it's the same one that I have to get a shot in every 6 months.
Oh.
And I
How did
mean,
you
it
do
just it
that?
it,
Them needles
it
is
just
like
blew up.
this.
Yeah, yeah. You close your eyes and just take it.
My blood pressure
You
went up
know.
so high, they was like, we can't do it. They said we can't. She's about to pass out. And I was in there shaking like a hooker on a church port. Oh man, when I tell
uh,
you
uh,
I'm shaking now thinking about it. And I ain't had no steroid shot. I said,
yeah.
I'm gonna use these knees until they fall out. I
Hey,
can't.
that's what I told them. That's what I
Yeah.
told them. They said, well, Mr. McPherson, you in a little while you're gonna have a knee surgery. I said, when y'all motherfucker cut on me again, it's gonna be autopsy.
Yeah.
They
My mom
cutting
had
on
two
me
knee
no more.
replacements. I
No.
don't
Mm-mm.
no.
Mm-mm.
I'm
That's
good
why
on that.
I take a zero.
Man, do you hear me? I'm good. Push me, but don't be cutting on these knees and stuff. I'm all right with that.
No, you know what? Y'all can just, as long as it's working for me, just keep giving me that shot. Just let me go on here and just keep on taking my fat ass to the gym.
You a brave
You know,
soul.
and keeping some of this weight up off of me. That
Yeah,
means that y'all ain't got to worry about these knees. You
yeah.
know,
I
so
swear I got
but
Rice Krispies in my knees. I could just hear them popping it.
did you hear yours popping too?
Yes, if somebody was coming down the hallway and they was like, "Is that your knees?" Leave me and my Rice Krispies alone. We coming.
I tell you, every time I roll
Yeah,
out the bed, every time I roll out the bed, it's a brand new act on the stage. I tell you, I get new material every time I roll out the bed, because it's
yeah,
either gonna be a shit, a damn, or oh, what the fuck, or
yeah.
something. That's how you know you getting old, Mo. You know that, don't you? When you
Cause
start cussing,
I
putting on your
definitely did.
clothes.
When I was trying to get up, and it's like this. It's a
when you
You gotta
when you
rock.
start cussing, putting on socks and drawers, honey, you done
Yeah.
got old. You might well get used to it.
Or you gotta
You know,
use
you
something to hold yourself up.
you just see people don't understand those good things you used to do when you were learn, like pop up off the couch. Oh, nigga, you getting up in section. Shut
Yeah,
up.
I'm telling you,
It's
I never
it's
knew I made a noise until I was like, and I was like, my daughter like, what? And I was like, nothing. She's like, you didn't hear yourself. I had to embrace it. I had to get ready for it. That takes a lot. Shoot, it takes a
look,
lot. I told her all them jumping off of buildings and different heights. Remember, we used to jump off of stuff.
right. All that fun shit.
Thought we was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and shit, and
Right,
now we like,
girl, look here. Nah, I can't. Nah, I can't jump off the curb.
I sure look. I want the curve to go down.
I can't jump off the damn
I came
curb.
out my friend's house and she's like probably got like a little step. Whole knee gave out. They just lay there. We just lay there now. We don't even try to get back up. How long do you lay on the ground? We just lay there. If you need help, nope. Just let me lay here.
Nope, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. I get up in a minute.
Yeah.
Might take me a minute, but I'm gonna get there.
That's how it is, man. I appreciate you coming through. Life is always a comedy. We always gonna talk about it. We gotta, work through the things that we went through in life, and that makes us stronger and help somebody else somewhere out there in the world. But I definitely appreciate having you on. I definitely appreciate you having me on your show. Definitely plug in your information so people know how to find you. And definitely get those books, y'all, because I know I'm ordering one. So definitely get y'all books.
Yes, please do.
For a loved one. I used to work in a methadone clinic, so just seeing that it was hard for me to relate to my brother because I'm thinking, man, we used to laugh about crackheads. We used to, what I'm saying, like kids and you'll never know the reason of why people choose to do what they do. And I don't knock nobody for that. I just want them to get the help from that. So definitely plug in your information, how they can find you, where to find your book set and your podcast. And definitely we'll have you back on in the future. It'll probably be when you do your comedy. That's when we're gonna definitely put you back in there.
I'm coming. Hey, look, Mo, I can't wait to come down there and do something for you.
Yeah, we got you.
I can't wait. Cause I do a lot of stuff. I love to do poetry. I play drums, trumpet, bass. God, I can't wait to get behind some drums again. But it's coming. It's coming.
But Drew's gonna get you on there. He said he got you, so you got to remind him. Sometimes they put you out there and say we'll work together, but you got to remind them. Remember the time?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I'm on all that, honey. I'm on all that. I got. I'm at the point now to where you get to a point in your life where you say, now it's time for me to start enjoying shit.
Yes, enjoy it.
I'm at enjoy point right now. So. I'm looking forward to coming down there doing crazy with you because I do my poetry up here, but I get to come to Illinois and act stupid. So
I give me something real quick. Don't leave us.
Give you some.
Yeah, give me something real quick. This
okay. Look, I met this young lady, and we had a good thing going. I mean, for 2, 3, 4 months, and it was off the chain. Until I noticed that we was doing a lot of eating out. So I found out what was wrong. She couldn't cook. But she wanted this relationship to go a little bit further. Now, I don't know if you look that hard at me when you see me. I don't miss no meals. And I get offended with that if I come UK. So I had to find a way to let her know nicely. So I had to go old school on it.
Okay. Wait,
so I was listening to the Manhattans song called Let's Just Kiss and Say Goodbye. But I had another idea. So I kind of fucked it up, but I'm just gonna give you a sample because I plan on doing this when I come down there.
Okay.
So I took that song and it went, tired of you burning my fucking lunch. I'm sneaking eating Wheaties and Captain Crunch. Bitch, don't stop me. I'm not through. Got some shit I need to say to you. Now you hear the rest when I come down there and finish that song off. I'll finish the rest of it when I come down there. Yeah. Hey, hey,
Oh,
Mo. I used to do loss prevention. See, I told you shouldn't have started me. I used to do loss
yeah.
prevention, and you go hear this when I get there. I used to do loss prevention at Marshall's, and for
Okay.
some strange ass reason, when it get cold outside, boosters get ugly than a motherfucker. I don't know what it is. In the summertime, I used to catch them all. They was fine as hell. I mean, it was like the pretty ones come out and still in the summertime. Them ugly ones come out in the wintertime. But see, it's two things that you got to deal with in loss prevention when it get cold outside. Ugly boosters and Christmas songs. They come on repeatedly over and over again. And one day they crashed together. It was Dean Martin and an ugly hoe. So it went from Let It Snow to Ugly Hoe. That shit was funny as hell. I fucked that song up.
Ugly hoes are letting it snow. Lord.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Dean Martin wasn't saying Let It Snow no more. Yeah, he wasn't singing Let It Snow no more. That shit went from Let It Snow to Ugly Hoe.
That's that,
Girl, look
I
here.
guess
It it
you.
it,
That
it gets
that's
crazy.
now I'm gonna be in the wintertime looking for these ugly hoes. Like I know y'all out there. So Cass said
I
y'all was
know
gonna
you
do it.
out here.
She
You
told
ain't
me.
gotta look far. You ain't gotta look far. Going Family Dollar, Dollar General, Marshalls, and any mall, and you see an ugly motherfucker walk around, they finna steal something.
It's actually
Trust
funny because we got some thieves and I'm picturing their face and I'm like, damn, he is right. I
me.
didn't even put
You
two and
right.
two to
You
it.
right.
There's a pretty
Shit.
girl right now talking about she get you what you want in the trash
And,
bag.
and, and I bet you it was not. It was about 80, 90 degrees outside when that pretty motherfucker came up. Soon as it got cold, Queen
Yep.
Esther came out there. That
What you want? What you want? I got it. I got it. Lord, I
what
might
you
have got to go
need,
with you. What is your
motherfucker, bitch.
commercial cast mode so these people can find you? Because boy, I'm
Man.
telling you, you got it, Bo. You is everywhere. You running. You in everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. I
I
love it.
sure try. You can find me on Facebook. It's my full name with Cass Moore and for the Cassius McPherson with Cass Moore in the center. That's on Facebook. On Instagram is Casmo63 at on Instagram. I don't have anything. I ain't got no TikTok. I'm too old for that shit. I can't see them little bitty ass buttons. Man, Tuesdays up in smoke every second and fourth Thursday. My
Okay.
city, my music on YouTube. You can find it. Uh on all podcast platforms. You type in Tuesdays up in smoke, you gonna find us.
Yep. Yep.
Um
I plug you. Got
this
you.
is yeah, this is one of the groundbreaking podcasts, if you ask me, because I still ain't seen nobody else doing a podcast open mic. If they is, they can
No.
thank me for that shit.
Yeah.
If
I
they
had
is, they can thank me
tried
for it.
that.
So
No. I was so I wasn't ready. I usually can get into my mode and make people laugh. I'm telling y'all had me high as a kite. My mama said, I don't know if you was asleep with your eyes open or you was trying. She said, I had my face like I was confused. I said, I was. I just, I don't even know how y'all was functioning. Like, literally functioning, was able to do stuff. And I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I'm so out of touch with it.
yeah,
Just,
that's all right
just
though.
give me just give me an edible or something. I'm good. But y'all was in there taking it, and
Hey.
I swore somebody tooted every time they coughed. So you know how you got that lung out, and I didn't want to get on
Yeah.
stage to do them like that. I was like, come on, I know you done coughed the whole the
The
whole
whole show
conversation,
you been
your
coughing.
whole rectum coughing. You
You
know they be
crazy.
coughing and be trying to
You
hide.
ain't got no sense.
And I'm like, I'm not right now. I feel like I tried when I first got up. I drunk one time, trying to get on stage. And hell, you know how you get to rambling and shit. And I was like, I'm just I
Right.
don't know what the hell I'm talking about now. I don't forgot everything I was talking about. So I tried to, not overindulge before I get up there so I don't fuck up. So.
Right.
But I definitely gotta come back. I gotta redeem myself because your
Yeah,
boy
you welcome anytime.
Kaiser, he tried to deliver that message and said, "I always want to get up here because you don't know who's looking at you and might have you open." I
Right.
said, "Talking to me." I felt like I was in church. I was like, "I know he's talking to me." So yeah,
You welcome anytime, Lady Mo.
I
Straight
definitely
up,
gotta
you
redeem
welcome.
myself. Yeah, and I gotta catch an Uber, so make sure I can get back to where I need to be because I got
We
one.
got you.
Green Girls STL's lemon cakes, and I was like, please would make it to the hotel first. Please.
She ain't no joke. She ain't no joke.
When she warned me and provided all that info, I was like, was it turbidine or
the terpenes,
terpenes.
and
You was like,
and
okay,
all that shit.
so,
Yeah, they hooked us up.
It's definitely
They
a good
hooked us
time.
up.
I
You
tell you,
know,
people want to just come and check you out. I definitely feel like they should just come and sit on that couch
just
and watch you work.
they could just come.
In your
Yeah,
element.
they could just come.
Food, man.
Yeah.
I was trying not to look like a pig. I was like, what that?
Honey, it's free. Eat as much as you want because I don't want to bring all that shit home.
I'm just a small podcast trying to build up, but I definitely feel like you are definitely a good mentor. I like that my music has that ability for y'all all to come in there and be able to record. Right now, like I said, I'm doing it out of my home, but
that's all right though.
The future, bigger things are for me in the future, and I appreciate you coming on. We had a little mishap, but I love how we brought it back.
That's all right.
I enjoy us in the banter that we had together tonight.
Mo, I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
Definitely, I'm gonna check you out again.
Thank you. I can't wait till June.
Yes.
I can't wait till June.
I think I got you down for June 30th or
June 2nd.
June 2nd. Yeah, it's gonna be a big party. I got a couple of people. I got actually Precious is gonna be here. So you'll be coming down. Yeah, Precious will be here June 2nd.
That's my girl.
That's who's on the calendar. So you'll be opening up for Precious. Yes. Yeah.
Wow. I can't wait to brag on this one. I'm opening for Precious J, goddammit.
Yeah, and then Purdy is coming down August, I want to say. So my girl Purdy. So definitely want you in the building. I'll be back in your building. So we gonna always vibe out together. You got a friend in me now. You can't get rid of me.
Always. Hey, I promote shows too. So I'm working on something. I got something I want you to do for me. So I'll be in contact.
I'll be down there April 14th. I have I'm hosting a show for my boy April 14th. It's really hard for me to get to STL a lot. Because I do work a full-time job still, but man, God's put me in a direction where he's like, Mo, I'm setting you up. I'm setting you up, baby. I just need you to ride out with me. So I'm trying to do what he wants me to do. So
sound like a plan.
Yeah, see what
sound like a plan, love.
I appreciate you definitely for coming on. We
all
had a
day
great show. Everybody definitely check his show out. Check him out and everything. We are definitely gonna rock again. We are gonna rock again. I have other episodes that you might, come in touch with. So thank you, Cass Mo.
Thank you for having me, Lady Mo. I sure appreciate you.
And we definitely talked about it. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too, love. Thank you. Anytime.
All right.
Y'all, you be good.
All right, this out, y'all. Thanks for having us on, listening to us tonight. This is a 2-part episode. We appreciate everybody coming through. I will put his information in the comments. So definitely make sure you come back and check us out. We're out.
Yeah, we out. Love you, Mo.
Love ya.